I, Doc Rivers is in the Illuminati because he keeps getting fired to better jobs. Boston fires him. He gets to Chris Paul, Blake Griffin Clippers.
I'm gonna disagree in terms of him being in the Illuminati because even though he's getting better jobs, he's still not winning. And in the Illuminati, all about winning in life. Like
Well, but the
he's
Illuminati,
winning personally, but he's not winning professionally. Like,
the Illuminati also has levels.
okay,
S-
I'm listening.
eh, he doesn't get to talk to Jay without an appointment.
Okay,
Rihanna's not performing at Callie's wedding. Beyonce's not showing up. You're not getting that.
right.
But you get to still eat at the buffet. You're just not at the head table. You're in
Yeah.
the back. But just think about it, man. Like I say, he loses the Celtics job, and he gets the Clippers job. He gets the CP3 Clippers, CP3 Blake Griffin Clippers, right? Because Vinny Del Negro wasn't that guy.
Yeah,
Vinny the nigga.
but what Vinny was like the Bulls coach too, like the start of Derrick Rose, like
Then he gets Kawhi and Paul George, and apparently what got him up out of there was going in the game 7. He was talking about his golf swing. He had a great golf game before, out there in the bubble, and the niggas is like, "What are you focused on, man?"
yeah.
He loses. He gets fired there, straight to the Philly, Ben Simmons Philly, and it's like, hey man, you nice young up and coming team. You're the guy.
Well, a team that was
Doc was supposed to get them over the hump.
yes, exactly. They're here for you to take them to the next level. We know that they're a second round team, but what about conference finals in the NBA? And like you've won one, right? And everybody
Yeah, no way.
they're like, yeah, like Josh Harris, like everybody's like, yeah. Like,
And then he gets fired from that job. I don't care if he was officially fired or not. He got fucking fired. And what does he get? He gets Giannis and Dame, a team that's already won a championship. Can this guy not be a bigger disappointment and get rewarded for disappointing? Who has been more disappointing and continue to do better? You know what I mean? And to continue to get better jobs. It would be like putting J-Lo in a real movie. We know she can't act.
she's a singer.
She's a performer, a dancer, an entertainer. But we're not going to keep putting her, we're not going to put her beside Matt Damon. We're not going to put her beside, Mark Wahlberg. We're not going to say, hey, we got this thriller. You and Tom Hanks. You know what? Fuck that. Scratch that.
We want you and Zell to do a New York based movie.
We're bringing back Taken, and we've given Liam Neeson the best Botox, best drugs in the world to be his best self.
Fuck that. You're thinking too small. J-Lo, we want you to be the Bond girl.
Here we go. J-Lo, we want you to be Denzel's leading lady. Come on,
We
man.
want you to play the mistress that doesn't exist. How's that sound? Like,
J-Lo, you know what? We fired Captain Marvel. We're going Latina with it. You're the one.
or better yet, we got a Black Panther movie. We'd love for you to crash the party, if you know what we mean.
Now, here it goes. We're going to bring it down to TV, right?
Yeah.
We're phasing out Liv on SVU. And you're going to be the fucking captain of of New York SVU, NYPD SVU, Manhattan. You're going to be the face of Law and Order SVU for the next 10 years. Doesn't happen. because her track record shows that she's Selena and she does cameos in stripper movies that I didn't watch,
Or
but
she
she may have been all over it.
hop on a Ja Rule record.
Yeah, yeah, we're not doing that. But Doc Rivers, he gets to keep having acting terribly and say, "Hey, you remember me
Let,
in Pursuit of Happiness, right?"
that's what I was about to say. We've got to actually break this down. Who's somebody that had one movie that you remember, like, man, they had such a good role in this movie, and then they just never did it again? It maybe acting's hard. We can definitely do verses and like songs, I bet. But like, because that's really what he is. He did do it. He did do it. Now, granted, even if he had the best production, best screenwriter, best original,
Well, that nigga's designer. He's designer. If designer kept getting looks,
nah, that's disrespectful to Doc. He is,
beans.
and this isn't even a fair comparison. Imagine if Jay Electronica had a song of the year.
But he hasn't.
I know. Well, Exhibit C, everybody heralds that as like top tier rap music, like top tier raps. Do you remember? But I tell you, it's comparable from the sense of he's lived off of that. Like, and Jay Elect can rap because anytime he gets a guest verse, like, oh, that nigga can shit. But like,
I got one for you. Is he Joe Budden?
Nah, man, because bump it up. Just what? But yeah, I tell you, it's similar from the sense of crazy production. It clearly sounded like Jay-Z probably should have had the record. And like, for whatever reason, Jay didn't get that record.
He took it.
The beat, but I'm just saying the beat and everything, it's fit Jay-Z. Like, it was a Jay-Z beat in the early 2000s.
Well, it was Def Jam. Makes sense.
Bump. But you know, when Joe Budden can actually rap low key.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I was scared to say Joe Budden 3 minutes ago, because Joe can rap his ass off.
Are we saying that Doc can't coach?
No.
Doc can coach.
We're saying that
he's just not a championship coach.
He's not Eric Spoelstra.
Yes, he can't do anything with nothing. And he got a lot of that credit, though, because of the T-Mac rap magic. He got coach of the year. You remember, like, one of those years.
They were 41 and 41.
But Pat Garrity was, like, the number 2 option on that team.
They were 41 and 41. And they won, like, 37 games a year before.
Pat Garrity was, like, the number 2 option, and T-Mac was not 30-point T-Mac before he got there, too, for what it's worth. Like, T-Mac had just came over from the Raptors. Like, so he was still a 15, 16 guy that everybody was like, yeah, like there's star potential, but nobody thought Hall of Fame. Like, to think of that's kind of like T-Mac's Hall of Fame career is in Orlando, is it not?
Yeah.
He was good in Houston, but he was never healthy. So, like, his Hall of Fame career stems strictly from what he did in Orlando.
Doc Rivers is a top.
Gilbert Arenas should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way.
Who?
The more and more I look at it, a guy like Gilbert Arenas should be in the Hall of Fame too.
If T-Mac's in, yeah.
I think so. It's just my opinion. When I just thought about that, I'm like, whose runs were similar? I'm like, their runs were pretty fucking similar. T-Mac's game was a little bit more appealing because he was a high flyer. Yeah, because he was like a high flyer too. But like Gilbert Arenas also was
nasty.
Steph Curry kind of before Steph Curry in a weird way. Like
he was Steph Curry Dame before we liked combo guards.
Yes, exactly.
But he was also like 6'4".
He did have a 4-year run just like T-Mac of straight health of like, this guy's a bucket. Like,
and you know what? He didn't make the Olympic team either. Because he's an Adidas guy. Kind of like Trey.
Nobody believed in him, remember? That's the Zero commercial.
Yeah, so Giannis is a coach killer. Doc keeps falling up. Good for him.